In this video, I'm going to tell you why some dental practices take 10, 20, even 30 years just to get to $1 million of revenue, while other dental offices are able to achieve $3, $4, $5 million of revenue in just a few years of buying a practice or opening up a new practice. We're going to dig into the biggest reason behind what separates a good dental practice from the ones that are truly exceptional. Stick around. We work with dentists all across North America, and we've had an opportunity to go into a lot of different practices over the last few years and see how they operate from the inside. We've gone inside practices that generate under $1 million of revenue, and we've gone into practices that generate $5 million of revenue or more, and we've seen what separates them apart. And it's probably not what you think it is. It didn't seem to have much to do with the experience of the dentist. We found many cases where you had incredibly talented dentists with decades of experience that did world-class dental work, and they were still struggling to get by. And we also saw many cases of younger and less experienced dentists that achieved much better results much more quickly. It didn't seem to have much to do with the area they were in either. We've seen many cases where dentists are operating a practice in an incredibly competitive area and they still do exceptionally well, while other dentists are operating in areas where there's very little to probably no competition, and yet they're still struggling. So then, what is it? Why do some dentists spend 10, 20, even 30 years to achieve nothing but mediocre results, while some dentists can build a practice that's 2 or 3 times the size in just a few years? The best way I can explain this to you is by telling you a story, a true story that happened to me, where I had a bit of a light bulb moment that went off and figured out what separates companies that are good versus the ones that become great. A few years ago, we had hired a new employee at our company, RevUp Dental, and I'd gone down to the local mall to the Apple store to pick up a new laptop for her. Now, I don't remember what day this was exactly, but I recall it was some kind of a special event like Black Friday or Cyber Monday or something along those lines, because I remember every store in the mall had balloons and flyers and all kinds of promotions like buy one, get one free, 50% off this, 75% off that. So I make my way up to the second floor to the Apple store, and at the front of the store, there's usually a staff member there that greets customers. And I also was walking towards this person trying to, speak to him and ask him about buying a new laptop. There was a lady that came in from the other side and she just happened to reach him first, and I was a few steps behind, so I could overhear their conversation. The staff member looked at her and greeted her and said something like, "Welcome to Apple, how can I help you today?" And she asks him, "Hey, what kind of promotions do you guys have going on today?" And he looks at her and he says, "We don't have any promotions going on." And this really threw this lady off. You could tell that she was a bit surprised. She kind of scoffed at him and said, "Literally every store in the mall is running promotions today, and you're telling me you guys don't have any promotions, any special deals?" He looks at her and pauses for a moment and says, "Ma'am, this is Apple. We don't really have promotions ever. Maybe once in a while on small things like cables or bags or stuff like that, but never on the main products. We just don't need to." And I remember looking into the store after he said that, and it was completely packed with people. There were more people in the Apple store than just about any store in the mall. In fact, that lady, she went into the store as well and started browsing products. What is it about companies like Apple that makes them so popular? Why are there so many people that live paycheck to paycheck, but they have to have the latest iPhone? How many students do you see in coffee shops where they have a MacBook Pro? They have no money, no income, they're thousands of dollars in student debt, they're living off of ramen noodles every day, but they have to have the latest MacBook. You can buy a faster laptop for probably half the price, yet they still all want a MacBook. Why? And it's not just Apple, you see the same level of devotion with other brands like Lululemon. How many girls go and spend $150 on a pair of yoga pants when you could just go to Walmart and buy a similar pair for probably $20? Think of how many people out there are happy to spend thousands of dollars on a Rolex watch. Why? The answer is probably simple in some respects, is that people don't make logical decisions, right? They make emotional decisions and then they later try to backwards rationalize those decisions. The same emotional elements, however, is also what plays a big role in how successful you will be as a dentist. Everybody wants or is attracted to the best, or what they perceive is the best. If people perceive your product or your service or your business as something that's very unique, something that can help them stand out, something that is different, that is novel, then they're going to spend a lot more money than if they perceive whatever it is you're offering is just a commodity, that you're just a dentist, like every other dentist, and there's nothing particularly special or different about what you offer compared to other dentists in the area. Then they're just going to pick the dentist who is the closest or the cheapest, or whoever happens to accept their insurance. The reason companies like Apple or Rolex or Lululemon are so successful is they put an insane amount of thought into the little details of what they do. Apple puts in a lot of thought into how the keys on the laptop are shaped, how they feel when you press them, how the laptop feels when you hold it, when you open it, when you close it. They obsess over things that most other tech companies think are kind of completely pointless. Those small details that most people think are pointless is also what separates dental practices that spend decades and only achieve mediocre results versus dental practices that just in a few years achieve 2 or 3 times as much revenue. The very successful dental practices out there understand that the little details and how you do things in the office, they matter a lot. Let me give you some examples. On numerous occasions, I've gone into dental practices that don't have a beautiful or a professional presentation room. They're trying to pitch a patient on doing $20,000 of dental implant work, and they're doing this presentation in the staff lunchroom while another staff member is busy in the back trying to heat up a pizza pocket in the microwave. Now, obviously, the patient doesn't accept treatment, and the staff or the dentist's response to this is, well, clearly this patient was just shopping around and they're probably not really serious. No, sorry, that is not what happened. Nobody's going to come in for a consultation on implants or Invisalign for fun. They want to buy dentistry, they want to fix their teeth. What happened is, after they came in and after they spoke to the dentist or their staff, after they looked around at the office, they realized that this office just was not the best choice to go to, so they just decided to go somewhere else. On numerous occasions, I've spoken with dentists and said to them, hey, do you ever think that maybe the reason you're not getting more patients right now is because when it comes to your website, your logo, your marketing, everything looks like it was made by somebody's nephew? And because in most cases it was made by their nephew. And I asked them, did you ever think maybe the reason why patients don't take you seriously is because of that? As a dentist, you need to understand that your clinical skills is not what's going to make you successful as a dentist. Just like companies offer laptops or phones with much better performance for a much lower price, yet everybody is still lining up to the Apple store to buy the latest iPhone that costs $1,000 and is almost identical to last year's model. In dentistry, the same thing happens, where you might be a better dentist, you might offer better dental care or have better equipment, and yet people are still lining up to go to that other dental practice down the street. People don't make rational or logical decisions. So those little things in your practice that you do day to day, they matter a lot. How your office looks, your logo, your website, your photos, the quality of the sign out front, how your staff answers the phone, how you present treatment, how you make patients feel on that first visit. All these things matter, and they matter a lot. A lot of dentists opt out for the good enough approach. When it comes to many things like branding, marketing, photos, staff training, they think, well, we're a small office and, this is pretty good enough for now, but obviously once we get bigger, then we'll invest more money into doing things better. The problem is those practices never become bigger. Companies like Apple didn't get to where they are by starting out building average products or good enough products. And then once they became super successful, then they started to do an excellent job. That doesn't make sense if you think about it. If you want to build a really successful dental practice, you need to start acting like a successful dental practice before you become one. You need to start doing all of those little things at a much higher level of quality compared to other dentists in your area before you start to see the results. I hope you found this video useful. Again, my name is Nick, and if you want to see more videos like this one, consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, or you can always check us out at revupdental.com. Thanks for watching.